Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Ears were flushed crimson, and a slow, helpless flush gradually spread across his originally flawless, pale face. I pressed my lips together tightly. This family will end my life. I am the last pure-blooded human on Earth, offered as a peace gift to the most powerful vampire duke. I never imagined I would become their living blood supply, even less did I expect to turn into their pampered princess. And certainly yet had no choice. For 2 centuries of war between humans and vampires, a peace agreement was signed. However, the condition of the agreement was that humans would send a young and beautiful woman to Dirk Draven's family every year, allowing her to fully integrate into the vampire family. And I am the unfortunate one who was selected. During the 2-century-long battle with vampires, humans have continuously evolved through genetic modification, becoming more resilient, powerful, and swift. I am the exception, having neither enhanced strength nor any improvement in combat ability. By all measurable standards, I am completely useless. But I possess a talent that no one knows about, a talent that needs to be kept hidden, especially when I am about to be sent to live with predators. I can read minds. Before I was sent, the elder of the human council smiled warmly and gently patted my shoulder.
You're a beautiful girl, and I'm sure you're also very smart. You'd better not mess things up.
I smiled sweetly in reply.
Don't worry, old man.
Draven Castle is nothing like the scenes seen in horror movies. No collapsing rocks, no howling wolf packs, nor flickering torches piercing through centuries of darkness. The place is breathtakingly beautiful. Crystal chandeliers hang with dazzling brilliance, while the marble surfaces are adorned with golden patterns. Soft amber light permeates every hall, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of a luxurious resort located beyond human reach. The butler is not a talking pig, nor is there a fat witch riding a broom, let alone a cat that cries when it laughs. What about the vampires themselves? The beauty is astonishing. What's particularly impressive is how stunning this beauty appears on the offensive level. Even to some extent, it seems somewhat unfair. The Duke of Draven was tall in stature and of noble birth, with a firm jawline, a striking physique. His wife, the Duchess, exuded profound charm. Her round, liquid-like eyes were so captivating that mere gaze could make one feel as if they were about to drown in their beauty. Their son, my new brother, is a completely different story altogether. Alaric Delavan stood out sharply from the enthusiastic crowd, as if carved from pale marble and abandoned in the cold. His deep eyes were nearly black, his skin was as white as snow. Every feature of him exuded drama and tension, but his demeanor revealed utter restraint, composed and motionless. It's like some kind of dangerous presence. They hosted a grand banquet for me. Duke Draven announced to the assembly of ancient vampires my adoption by them, declaring me the first human princess in vampire history. I should have been grateful, yet when they invited me to dinner, I was so frightened that I nearly trembled all over.
Oh my god, I'm a walking blood bag. Their dinner.
The Duchess noticed my trembling hand. She smiled a smile bright and warm.
Darling, don't be afraid. The Dragon family hasn't drank human blood for centuries. Besides, you're my daughter now.
My dear.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
The Duke gently placed my hand in his palm. His voice was steady and powerful. It filled the entire room without needing to be spoken aloud.
We won't hurt you, kid. You're safe here.
His deep green eyes met mine. His gaze was patient, gentle, and sincere.
She seems so insecure.
Alaric is simply unreliable. He has a cadaverish expression all day long, and there's really no fun at all. I maimaced a child's for hundreds of years. I don't know what today's highs is like. Whatever she wants, all for her.
I genuinely felt an intense sense that I was about to lose my mind. So, what exactly are those legendary bloodthirsty monsters? Are they the overbearing helicopter parents? I took a bite of delicious food when Alaric came and sat down next to me. At least my new brother looked pretty decent, relatively speaking. As he sat down, he didn't even glance at me, completely ignoring me. His expression was like a tightly shut door, cold, and utterly incomprehensible. I hesitated for a moment. Then, I gently pulled up his sleeve and gave a completely harmless smile.
Brother.
His movements were so swift that I barely had time to make out what he was doing. He stepped back, yanked his sleeve away abruptly, as if my touch had caused him a burning sensation.
Don't.
His voice was cold and hoarse. My eyes were wide open and felt warm. His chin tensed up.
Don't make me ask again. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
His ears were flushed crimson, and a slow, helpless flush gradually spread across his originally flawless, pale face. I pressed my lips together tightly. This family will end my life. At the end of dinner, Alaric left early, and the Duke and the Duchess spent a full 20 minutes comforting me together. That night I couldn't sleep. The princess suite they arranged for me was exceptionally beautiful, featuring silk curtains, a canopy bed and soft lighting. I lay there gazing at the ceiling until the tranquility became unbearable. The kitchen, I decided, a midnight snack. This is how humans normally cope. I walked 12 full steps down the corridor. A ring wrapped around my wrist and suddenly pulled me deep into the darkness. My back hit the wall. Alaric's face was only a few inches from mine. There's something off about him. His hair was damp, as if he had been sweating continuously. His cheeks were flushed. This was the first time I had seen genuine color on his face. I swallowed hard.
Are you sick?
He pressed his face against the curve of my neck. His breathing was rapid skin, sending a shiver down my spine.
Shut up! Your eyes, your look is really too special.
I remained completely still. Her eyes, her incredible.
Stop for a moment, Alaric.
At that very
Stop.
Struck by lightning, I stood in the corridor, my hair sticking to my face and my heart pounding like a drum. He could have bitten me, but he didn't. The attitude is rude, but it's very safe. I added this task to my must-do list for the month, and then went back to bed to continue sleeping. At dawn, the Duke and Duchess were still sound asleep. Clearly vampires always bring about enchanting moments. Alaric is already downstairs. He looked just like a runway model who had accidentally walked into the wrong shoot location. I stared blankly. I hadn't even had time to suppress myself. I merely smiled slightly. Alaric's expression remained unchanged, yet his ears flushed red once again. Butler Merlin brought a plate of breakfast, which made me gasp in astonishment.
Saw the phoenix gently fixing Mia's hair. Mia was spinning around him like a happy little girl, placing a crown of wildflowers on his head. Something inside me snapped. No one could watch their own sacrifices get trampled on like that. I poured everything into the celestial phoenix, until the night of his rat. He crept into my like a female of his kind. In my past life, I chose that pure-blood celestial phoenix, only to end up doing it all for Mia, betrayed and abandoned by the divine bird. I died in the jaws of abyss beasts. I could only watch. He shielded Mia with his golden wings and flew away. He never looked back. This life? I'll give the divine bird to her. She can trouble herself with taming that stupid bird. Every 10 years, the Order holds the Spirit Pact ceremony for its core knights. I was the daughter of the former commander. My magic aptitude was unmatched. Naturally, I got the first pick. The spirit beasts were captured from all over the realm. Their talents varied wildly. The absolute crown jewel was the celestial phoenix. A glowing magic collar was locked around his neck. He looked down on us senior knights with pure disgust. The high priest decreed it. He assigned this divine bird to me, but the arrogant bird refused to come near me until Mia stepped forward, holding a dying obsidian drake. The divine bird actually lowered his noble head to her. That little drake was a reject, left over from the other knights. Mia had just joined the Order. She could have waited for the next batch to pick a healthy beast, but instead, she forced her way into ours. A spirit pact isn't a game. It's choosing who you live and die with. On a normal day, people might coddle her, but at a moment that would decide all our futures, no one was going to indulge her.
Your magical foundation is far too weak. Even if the celestial phoenix favors you now, you could never control his massive mana.
Anna, I know I don't have the right to compete with you. It's just, I grew up in the countryside. I've never seen such a magnificent divine bird before. I snatched the dying drake. I rather like this obsidian drac. Since the phoenix refuses to acknowledge me, I might as well grant their wish. I'll swap with Mia.
Anna, your magic aptitude is unmatched. This drake's bloodline is a mess. Keep the phoenix. Leave that dying reject to Mia.
But I knew exactly what I was doing. That celestial phoenix was absolutely worthless. I'm Anna. I grew up in the Order of the Sacred Tree. When I was 7, monsters killed my parents. The Archmish saved me. He took me in as his protege. It played out exactly like this in my past life. That arrogant bird refused to bond with me. As the Archmaster's protege, I thought I had to set an example. I poured countless elixirs and high-tier materials into him. The Order's resources weren't enough. I took dangerous guild missions and hunted down feral monsters to afford his elixirs. I'd come back bleeding, and he wouldn't even look at me. He only cared about the herbs. snatching them like I owed him. I spent 10 whole years helping him break past his beast form to take human form. His human form was breathtaking, almost godlike, but he refused to speak a single word to me. He only spoke when he needed me, to hunt for more materials, ordering me around like a servant. I was an absolute idiot. I excused his attitude. I thought one day I would finally win him over. Until one day, I returned from a mission, and I saw the phoenix gently fixing Mia's hair. His cold eyes was completely soft, full of pure adoration. Mia was spinning around him like a happy little girl, placing a crown of wildflowers on his head. Something inside me snapped. No one could watch their own sacrifices get trampled on like that.
Anna, stop asking Mia to look after your phoenix when you're away.
Wait, what? I never once told her to do that.
But the minute you're gone, she runs straight to him. She literally told everyone you begged her to watch him.
My vision went black. I was there bleeding for his resources, and she was back home, stealing all the credit? Where is her own bonded beast? What gives her the right to lay claim to mine?
You mean her obsidian dragon? It died in the 2nd year after its mana went out of control.
Everything clicked. For 10 years, I coddled the phoenix. I never forced a spirit pot on him. Mia's bonded beast was dead. All she needed was the next ceremony. Then, she could take him from me. What an absolute joke I was. A decade of my blood and sweat, all of it just to lift her up. I wasn't some gentle, forgiving heroine. From that day on, I made her life a living hell on missions. I was jealous. I hated her for stealing him right under my nose. My revenge completely enraged the phoenix. To punish me, he lured me into the mountains and shattered the ancient seal. The monsters flooded out. Among them was the ancient Abysman dragon, carrying an ancient feral curse. The entire order suffered a devastating blow. The phoenix was impossibly fast.